Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you very much, Charles, for inviting me. Good evening, viewers. God bless all of you.
And you. I'm very curious, when the bishop who was your spokesperson.
That's the president
yes,
of our
the
bishops'
president
conference,
of the bishops' conference.
The new president,
right.
Bishop Dagoso.
Yeah, when he was reading that statement, which was a fairly sort of robust and critical statement, I mean, what was the reaction on the president's face? Was he rolling his eyes and sort of looking every which way, or was he listening attentively?
Both.
Right.
Both. Let me say first and foremost that that statement read by our president was not just put together at random. It was carefully prepared and with wide consultation. You asked me, how did I see the face of
the president in reaction?
I was not surprised that he was not looking very happy. Not even his colleagues who were there. We knew that this is different from the kind of statements that our president keeps receiving from all kinds of people. And that is one of the things that worries us, that there are so many people hanging around Mr. President, giving him a rosy picture of what the country is, which it is not. And we felt that we have no duty to do that. Indeed, we have the obligation to help him to appreciate the reality of the situation in which we find ourselves. When the nation is bleeding, you can't expect a polite meeting with the head of state. We need to let him know. And his reply is that the nation is not bleeding. We told him our economy is not helping our poor people. He told us the economy is doing fine. Practically speaking, he told us quite clearly that he did not agree with us. Again, I said, we're not surprised. We didn't expect him to agree with us. We have done our duty. We have delivered our message. I think we believe one of the problems within our government right now is there are not too many people telling him the truth, which is a pity.
The Catholic Bishops' Conference warned against what it described as the creeping danger of a one-party dominant state. What was the president's response to that? Because his party, the APC, argues that if opposition parties are weak or fragmented, that is simply politics at work, and they shouldn't be concerned if their party becomes overwhelmingly dominant. I mean, that's a political advantage for them, not through their own making.
The position of Mr. President came very clearly in that statement that he made. In politics, all is fair. Is that true? If that is what politics is, that in politics everything can be done, provided you win election.
Well, clearly that's not correct.
That is not correct.
If that is what was said, then it is certainly not correct.
That is not.
There is
we heard it.
There is propriety in everything, and they
now,
ought to.
And that is what we are worried about. We are worried about the fact that we see clearly that our government is bent on winning by all means. And unfortunately, they have a lot of means at their disposal to win. And they are deploying all those means in a way that eventually, even if we had a free and fair election, the votes of the people may not count. But of course, we are not expecting Mr. President to help the opposition to defeat him. No. But the point we are raising is that even though the president has all the powers of incumbency, he is in the election, he is a candidate like any other. He is a candidate like any other. And that is why we call our electoral commission independent. The Nigerian political system, the way it is now constructed, precisely is leading to a situation where the INEC cannot be independent. The chairman and all the members, all the commissioners have been appointed by the president.
Yes, it does raise eyebrows,
now,
doesn't it?
And the idea, the presumption is that Mr. President will appoint independent, impartial, wonderful people. But when on ground, we see that all of them are not only politicians, but members of his party. And which means we have a situation here of what in our religion.
Well, they argue that, I mean, they're not members. They're not members of his party. They're simply maybe people who some argue maybe sympathize with them, but they're not actually members. I mean, the INEC chairman is clearly
until we find a system where the membership of the Electoral Commission is put together not by Mr. President, but by a truly independent entity.
Yeah. You reminded President Tinubu that he fought for democracy during military rule and suggested that strengthening democratic institutions could become his greatest legacy. What was his reaction to you effectively telling him that this could be a defining moment for his presidency?
Well, I cannot say I looked at his face at that particular
right.
I can't say, because during most of the time that they were reading, I was very, very attentive on myself.
Right.
Listening, we only looked at. We are hoping that that kind of statement challenges him. That you have a reputation to be a Democrat. You can't, under your watch our democratic structures disintegrate.
Right. But he didn't respond to that specific thing.
Well, we believe, can I say here, silence is consent, that he agrees. He must agree with what we said there. How he will do it, we don't know. I think we have done our duty. I have the feeling that somehow there are people around him. They may not change everything overnight. But I hope nobody thought that any political party is sending us. There's no way any political party can gather that kind of group together.
I don't think they thought that.
From different parts.
I'd be astonished.
From different parts of Nigeria, yes. It isn't as if bishops haven't got their own different political feelings. So we do have
of course
differences.
They do,
We do have differences. But when it comes to what is important for Nigeria, when it comes to our existential existence, when it comes to the life of our people, we are united. We are united that we deserve more than what we are getting now. And that therefore, when the government keeps congratulating itself, we feel that this is misplaced. And therefore, because it is not even looking at difficulties, they are not doing enough to address those difficulties.
Okay. Well